Shri Sai Ram.
Humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Shri Sathya Sai Baba.
On this 95th birthday of our dear Swami, we, the SSE students of Singapore, would like to offer a garland of love offerings to you, Swami.
We are offering this not just by ourselves, but together with the young adults of Singapore. And the theme of our offerings is your message, Swami. Happiness is union with God.
Prema Guru Nilayam Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Prema Guru Nilayam Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Jagamulanele Satguru Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Prakriti Prithvi Pulakincha Mamata Samatanu Velugunda Ma Prema Guru Nilayam Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Shirojamakutaraki Sarvabhauma Swagatam. Mandahasavadaniki Sadaramaina Swagatam. Premanu Panchi Shantini Penche Pranamurtiki Swagatam. Premanu Panchi Shantini Penche Pranamurtiki Swagatam. Bhakti Mukti Nilayam Sangi Karunamurtiki Swagatam. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Ma Prema Guru Nilayam Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Dayato Nindina Dayanuniki Navyamaina Swagatam. Tene Kuripinchu Kantuniki Madhuryamaina Swagatam. Chekkili Paina Chukkato Unna Chakkani Saiki Swagatam. Chekkili Paina Chukkato Unna Chakkani Saiki Swagatam. Kalaloyanadu Vidani Ma Swamiki Swagatam. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Ma Prema Guru Nilayam Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Jagamulanele Satguru Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Prakriti Prithvi Pulakincha Mamata Samatanu Velugunda. Ma Prema Guru Nilayam Sai Swagatam Suswagatam. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Magama Magama Gamadhanida Gamadhani Samida Magama Garita. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Gananam Tva Ganapati Gum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam. Jeshkarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvan Rodibhisida Sadhanam. Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhit Vajihivati. Nama Vikrayavadu Ganeshaya Namaha. Saraswatyai Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadetamastu ma Vidvishavahai. सृजेयेति नारायणात् प्राणो जायते मनः सर्वेन्द्रियाणि च कं वायुर्ज्योतिरापः पृथिवी विश्वस्य धारिणी नारायणात् ब्रह्मा जायते नारायणात् रुद्रो जायते नारायणादिन्द्रो जायते नारायणात् प्रजापतयः प्रजायन्ते नारायणात् द्वादशादित्या रुद्रावसवः सर्वाणि च छन्दागुंसि नारायणादेव समुत्पद्यन्ते नारायणे प्रवर्तन्ते नारायणे प्रलीयन्ते ॐ अथ नित्यो नारायणः ब्रह्मा नारायणः शिवश्च नारायणः शक्रश्च नारायणः द्यावा पृथिव्यौ च नारायणः कालश्च नारायणः दिशश्च नारायणः ऊर्ध्वश्च नारायणः अधश्च नारायणः अन्तर्बहिश्च नारायणः नारायण एवेदगुं सर्वं यद्भूतं यच्च भव्यम् निष्कलो निरञ्जनो निर्विकल्पो निराख्यातः देव एको नारायणः न द्वितीयोऽस्ति कश्चित् य एवं वेद स विष्णुरेव भवति स विष्णुरेव भवति ओमित्यग्रे व्याहरेत् नम इति पश्चात् नारायणायेत्युपरिष्टात् ॐ इति एकाक्षरम् नम इति द्वे अक्षरे नारायणायेति पञ्चाक्षराणि एतद्वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदम् यो ह वै नारायणस्याष्टाक्षरं पदमध्येति अनपब्रुवः सर्वमायुरेति विन्दते प्राजापत्यगुं रायस्वोषं गौपत्यम् ततोऽमृतत्वमश्नुते ततोऽमृतत्वमश्नुत इति य एवं वेद प्रत्यगानन्दं ब्रह्मपुरुषं प्रणवस्वरूपम् अकार उकारमकार इति तानेकदा समवरत्तदेतदोमिति यमुक्त्वा मुच्यते योगी जन्म संसारबन्धनात् ॐ नमो नारायणायेति मन्त्रोपासकः वैकुण्ठभुवनलोकं गमिष्यति तदिदं परं पुण्डरीकं विज्ञानगणं तस्मात् तदिदावन्मात्रम् ब्रह्मण्यो देवकी पुत्रो ब्रह्मण्यो मधुसूदनो सर्वभूतस्थमेकं नारायणं कारणरूपमकार परब्रह्मो एतदकर्मशिरो योधीते प्रातरदीयानो रात्रिकृतं पापं नाशयति सायमदीयानो दिवसकृतं पापं नाशयति माद्यं दिनमादित्या विमुखो दीयानः पञ्चपातकोपपातकात् प्रमुच्यते सर्ववेदपारायण पुण्यं लभते नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति नारायण सायुज्यमवाप्नोति य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषत् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पतये नमः निधनपताङ्किकाय नमः ऊर्ध्वाय नमः ऊर्ध्वलिङ्गाय नमः हिरण्याय नमः हिरण्यलिङ्गाय नमः सुवर्णाय नमः सुवर्णलिङ्गाय नमः दिव्याय नमः दिव्यलिङ्गाय नमः भवाय नमः भवलिङ्गाय नमः शर्वाय नमः शर्वलिङ्गाय नमः शिवाय नमः शिवलिङ्गाय नमः ज्वलाय नमः ज्वललिङ्गाय नमः आत्माय नमः आत्मलिङ्गाय नमः परमाय नमः परमलिङ्गाय नमः एतत् सोमस्य सूर्यस्य सर्वलिङ्गस्थापयति पाणिमन्त्रं पवित्रम् सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः भवे भवेनाति भवे भवस्वमां भवोद्भवाय नमः वामदेवाय नमो ज्येष्ठाय नमः श्रेष्ठाय नमो रुद्राय नमः कालाय नमः कलविकरणाय नमो बलविकरणाय नमो बलाय नमो बलप्रमतनाय नमः सर्वभूतदमनाय नमो मनोन्मनाय नमः अघोरेभ्यो घोरेभ्यो घोरघोरतरेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः सर्वशर्वेभ्यो नमस्ते अस्तु रुद्ररूपेभ्यः तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात् ईशानः सर्वविद्यानाम् ईश्वरः सर्वभूतानां ब्रह्माधिपते ब्रह्मणोऽधिपते ब्रह्मा शिवो मे अस्तु सदा शिवो नमो हिरण्यवाहने हिरण्यवर्णाय हिरण्यरूपाय हिरण्यपतये अम्बिकापतये उमापतये पशुपतये नमो नमः ऋतगुं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः सर्वो वै रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु पुरुषो वै रुद्रः सन्महो नमो नमः विश्वं भूतं भुवनं चित्रं बहुधा जातं जायमानं जयत् सर्वोऽध्येष रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु तद्रुद्राय प्रचेतसे निर्दुष्टमाय तव्यसे बोधेमशन्तमगुं हृदे सर्वोऽध्येष रुद्रस्तस्मै रुद्राय नमो अस्तु ॐ शान्ति 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 स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्ताम् न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं मनीषाः गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वेद्य
जगज्जननी साई माता Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Amba Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Amba Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Karuna Sagari Ma. Karuna Sagari Ma. Kali Kapalini Ma. Kali Kapalini Ma. Jagadodarini Ma. Jagadodarini Ma. Amba Durge Jai Jai Ma. Amba Durge Sai Ma. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Amba Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Karuna Sagari Ma. Kali Kapalini Ma. Jagadodarini Ma. Amba Durge Jai Jai Ma. Amba Durge Sai Ma. Durge, 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 Jai Jai Ma. Jaya Ganga Jatadhar Gauri Shankar Girijamana Ramana. Jaya Ganga Jatadhar Gauri Shankar Girijamana Ramana. Jaya Mrityunjaya Mahadeva Maheshwara Mangala.
Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Hear my call to you, Sai Ram, hear my call.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you, Sai Ram, hear my call.
Sai Ram, I know you can hear my call.
Sai Ram, I know you can hear my call.
Sai Ram, I know you can hear my call.
Sai Ram, I know you can hear my call.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
In my heart is a burning yearning for you.
My heart is a burning, yearning for you.
In my heart is a burning yearning for you.
In my heart is a burning, yearning for you.
I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you.
I am waiting, I am praying, calling to you.
I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you.
I am waiting, calling to you.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Sai Ram, I know you can hear my call.
Sai Ram, I know you can hear my call.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
In my heart is a burning yearning for you.
In my heart is a burning, yearning for you.
Yearning for you.
Yearning for you.
In my heart is a burning yearning for you.
In my heart is a burning, yearning for you.
I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you.
I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you.
I am waiting, I am praying, I am calling to you.
I am waiting, I am praying, I am.
Sai Ram, hear my call to you. Sai Ram, hear my call.
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाद नवनीत जोन गोपाल। चित चोरा यशोदा के बाद नवनीत जोन गोपाल। चित चोरा यशोदा के बाद नवनीत Srinivasa Venkatesha Srinivasa Venkatesha Shrita Jana Paripala Saisha Shrita Jana Paripala Saisha Srinivasa Venkatesha Tirumala Girivasa Govinda Tirumala Girivasa Govinda Garuda Vahana Govinda Govinda Garuda Vahana Govinda 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 Srinivasa Govinda 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 Srinivasa Govinda 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 Partivasa Govinda 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 Partivasa Govinda Srinivasa Venkatesha Shrita Jana Paripala Saisha Srinivasa Venkatesha Tirumala Girivasa Govinda Garuda Vahana Govinda 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 Srinivasa Govinda 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 Srinivasa Govinda 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 Partivasa Govinda 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 Srinivasa Govinda 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 Srinivasa Govinda 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 Partivasa Govinda 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 Partivasa Govinda Srinivasa Venkatesha
How soul-stirring the bhajans were!
Swami says, sing aloud the glory of God and charge the atmosphere with divine adoration. This is why I insist on group singing of the names of the Lord.
Oh Swami, we have heard from several of your students how you love to have drama enacted on various topics and how you help the actors become the characters and learn a lesson or two in that process.
This year, we would offer 2 such dramas on the topic Happiness is Union with God.
My name is Siddharth and I am 14, young, ambitious, and some say smart. I have plenty of dreams and want to achieve so much. I have great parents and an adorable grandpa. I actually have everything, almost, that one could ask for. But I had one small problem. I felt something was missing and craved for that. You know what? All I want is happiness. Let me tell you what happened earlier today. I discovered what true happiness is. Hey Dad, are you free? I have something to ask you. Did you see what Apple has just launched? It's the new iPhone 12. All my friends at school have already pre-ordered it. Can you do the same for me? Remember your promise.
Promise? When did I make any promise? The last I remember, when you wanted nothing, I gave you an iPad. And you know what? On top of it, I gave you a wonderful phone. What more do you want, Siddharth?
Those don't add up to the iPhone 12. That's the only thing I want. If you don't buy me it, I will never find happiness again. Tata! Tata! Please come here.
Coming, Siddharth. What's wrong, Siddharth?
It's Dad. He's annoying me again.
What's the problem, Siddharth?
Remember last exams when Dad told me he would buy me whatever I want if I did well? Well, now he's feigning ignorance on his promise.
I completely understand how you feel, but I think you're a bit too agitated to hear me out. Why not you and I go grab an ice cream? You can calm yourself down and we can talk further about this. When I was young, I too was ambitious. I was always thinking that happiness was aiming for the best when it came to education, career, wealth, and luxuries. My parents did teach me values in life, but in my pursuit for apparent happiness, I became a victim of the 99 gold coin club. You see, when we achieve 99 gold coins, the mind always makes you chase the extra 1 gold coin to achieve the elusive 100. In our chase, we forget to pause, appreciate, and value what we have, and are always in a race to see what we deem as happiness. Believe me, Siddharth, I realized it way too late in life when I grew old and all those that should have given me happiness were way past me. Let me tell you a story that I heard our dear Swami say. There was this old lady. She lost her gold earring. She started searching. The room was dark and she could not see. She looked out and saw the neighboring room was well lit. She started searching for her earring there. Her daughter passed by and asked her what she was looking for. She replied, "My earring." Her daughter asked where she dropped it. She said, "I actually dropped it in the other room." The daughter asked, "If that is the case, why are you searching here?" She replied, "It is brighter here and very dark there where I lost it." All of us search for happiness in materialistic things and meaningless pursuits. But Swami says happiness is union with God. Now that we know what true happiness is, how do we achieve it? Let me now tell you the contrasting tale of Karina and Shreya.
Hi, Karina, is it?
Hello, just call me Karen.
Oh, how are you doing today, Karen?
If I was doing well, would I even be in this chair? It all started this morning. Those 3 kids, those 3 brats that live with me, can you believe I pamper them? I give them $1,000 a month. And to show their thanks, it's Mother's Day. I deserve a nice gift. And they give me last season's Prada bag. Last season! They got it from last year's market. It ruined my day to begin with. And then I got an email from my airlines. I was looking forward to this wonderful trip to Paris with my husband. And it was cancelled. They cancelled it. Oh my god. And my deposit on the beautiful Chanel dress that I would have worn for my sister's wedding, it was gone, and I lost the dress, and everything just seems to be so terrible. My life is jinxed, and I have got to be the most unluckiest and unhappiest woman in the world. Why can't anything go right, you know?
Karen, do you even know what is happiness? Do you even know where happiness comes from?
If I knew, would I be in this chair? Would I even be unhappy like I am right now?
I could give you advice. I could give you a lot of advice. But let me introduce you to a woman who will change your life forever.
Who is this woman that you speak of?
Shreya?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Shreya. How are you?
I'm great.
Shreya, meet this wonderful lady, Karen. Karen, this was the wonderful lady I was talking about. She has a story that I'm pretty sure will change your life forever. Shreya, would you mind sharing your story with us?
So you see, 6 months ago, my husband died due to cancer. And not long after that, my son died in a car accident. And at that moment, I felt like my whole world was crashing. All the happiness in my life was wiped out. I would just stay in bed all day long, crying and crying, longing for happiness back in my life. So one day when I was walking back from work, I felt something grazing my leg. As I looked down, I found this small kitten looking at me. And I thought, why not give it some milk? So I took it home and gave it some milk. And I felt so happy when it stayed with me all night. The next day, I packed my lunch and was on my way back to work. Then I saw this homeless man clutching his stomach, and I'm pretty sure he hadn't had food in days. The first thing I did was take out my lunch and give it to him. His eyes were full of gratitude, and I was overwhelmed with so much of emotions. I felt so happy and satisfied at that moment. And I thought that I shouldn't be helping just one person. If I can help a lot of other people, I will feel so much more happy just by bringing a smile on their face. Now, I started off with serving one person, then 10, then 20, then 50. Today, I cook for 100 people a day. I don't know who the food goes to, but seeing that smile on their face just brightens my day and makes my day. So I realized that if you go chasing after happiness, happiness won't come to you. When you serve selflessly, happiness comes in pursuit of you.
Sathya, you see, it is His divine grace that brings us to His lotus feet. However, the only way to travel from His lotus feet to His heart is through selfless service to mankind. And the only way to do selfless service to mankind is to surrender your ego and wants to feel light at His lotus feet. Only then, when you reach his heart, you will feel love and happiness. And hence, Swami says, happiness is union with God.
Those were wonderful messages that were depicted in the plays. I really learned a lot from them.
You know what? Every year we get to meet, sit together, and bask in the happiness of celebrating our dear Swami's birthday. However, this year, despite the COVID, we managed to have art competitions and elocution competitions for the SSE children. I too participated. Did you, Sumedha?
Yes, I took part. The topic for art competition was the entire world is happy. How does a happy world look to you? We had so many wonderful entries, and here is a montage of the same.
You know, the elocution competitions were no less interesting. Here are the highlights of the same.
Om Sri Sai Ram. Humble pranams in the lotus feet of Bhagwan. I am Arush from SSE Sathya Sai Education. Today, I want to share you about my experience about Swami himself giving me a tight hug. It was a normal Monday morning, but I woke up very lethargically. As soon as I finished my daily course and started my breakfast, there was a knock on the door. Knock, knock, knock. I went to the door and opened it. I was very surprised. I couldn't believe what I saw in my eyes. Swami himself was standing in front of me. He asked, Arush, wouldn't you let me inside your home? I was still very shocked. He asked again, Arush, wouldn't you let me inside your home? Then I said, yes, yes, Swami, please come in. As soon as he stepped in, he didn't do anything else but just came to me and hugged me very tightly. I was so happy. When Swami hugged me, I regained my consciousness and many things were going on my mind again. I felt like Swami was telling me, Arush, I'm watching you. Arush, don't lie. Arush, I won't let you do this bad stuff. Arush, do this properly. Arush, complete this. I was so happy. And then I told Swami, I'm very happy to see you hugging me. Suddenly, Swami disappeared. My mom asked, Arush, who's there at the door? Arush, who's there at the door? I never knew was it a dream or real. But that moment of experience would be a moment that I would never forget. The lesson I learned was I am within Swami and Swami is within me. And whatever work I do, it's like Swami is doing that work. Sai Ram, stay safe.
Sai Ram everyone. My humble pranams on lotus feet of our beloved Swami. My name is Samarth and I am from Sai Geetam. If Swami gives me a tight hug, I will feel very happy and on top of the world. Why will I feel happy? I will feel happy because Swami is a God, a Guru, and most importantly, a best friend to me. Now, close your eyes and imagine if your best friend gives you a tight hug. How will you feel? That is exactly how I will feel if Swami gives me a tight hug. I share all my feelings to Swami because he is my best friend. I think if everyone considers Swami to be their best friend, they will be guided in the right path to lead a happy and peaceful life. We always have to cultivate our nearness with Swami, and he will be there as our guiding light. Thank you and Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. My name is Pranav from the Sathya Sai Center for Educare. Any schooling kid would want good grades. Sure, I would love it. However, does that make me happy forever? If not that, what would an 11-year-old primary school kid aim for? My decision has to be well contemplated because this is a chance of getting one thing from Swami that would make me happy forever. After much deep thinking, I have come up with a decision. I wish for a gift directly from the divine hands of our beloved Swami. One can ask for limitless money, the latest smartphone, a favorite toy, extraordinary knowledge, extreme luck. But nonetheless, I would prefer a watch. Why though? Well, everyone has a roller coaster of emotions during their lifetime. So we need some encouragement and motivation, right? Being a lone child, apart from my parents and friends, I only have Swami to confide in. I have privately talked to Swami many times to draw emotional strength. Most of the time, I present myself with an ebullient demeanor. However, once I hear the click of the prayer room door close, I burst into tears in front of Swami when things didn't really work well for me. Oftentimes, I realize that Swami has been helping me and has never ever once overlooked my tears because my prayer or request was genuine. But I do not want to feel down anymore. So whenever I look at the watch, I must feel a surge of positivity welling up inside of me. Besides that, if I were to do something bad like lie, sneak something, or hurt someone's feelings, which I don't, Swami will watch my words, actions, thoughts, character, and heart and remind me not to do it. I mean, who would dare to do something bad when Swami is watching? Moreover, he can also lovingly warn me by signaling through a special watch tone which only I can hear. Over the years, with this special gift of Swami, I am certain to develop the unity of thought, word, and deed, and would always keep me in connection with Swami. With this special connection, wouldn't I remain happy forever? Sure I would. Jai Sai Ram.
Pronounced at the lotus feet of Swami. Sai Ram everyone, I'm Gayatri and I'm from Katong Center. So, what is happiness? The term happiness is used in the context of emotional and mental state ranging from contentment to intense joy. It is also used in the context of subjective well-being and life satisfaction. Well, to many people, happiness is when a person receives an item that he or she has been desiring for a very long time. Nowadays, majority of the people receive happiness through materialistic objects such as food cravings, shoes, clothes, and many more. I too have to admit that I derive happiness from these objects. However, over time, I've realized that these only give me temporary happiness that lasts for a very short time. After a while, you will start desiring for more items and the cycle will repeat. Therefore, what we really want is true happiness. Now let me ask, what is true happiness? Well, Swami says, within you is the real happiness. Seek it within you. Feel it. If you alone are happy, is that true happiness? I think not. Because if the people around you are unhappy, how are you supposed to feel happy? And if the people around you are happy and you are not, that too is not true happiness. True happiness should be derived from within and not external things. You should try and make people happy, and you will get unlimited happiness in return. However, you should never expect anything from anyone else, as you only can make your own self the happiest possible. Now, let me narrate a short story to all of you. Few years ago, my family and I had gone to India. We had heard about an orphanage and we decided to find out more about it. We wanted to cheer the children up and make their day. So, we decided to serve them food. So one day, my family and I drove to the orphanage and we were welcomed so lovingly by all the children. They were all so enthusiastic. After talking and playing to the children for a while, they all obediently sat down and were ready to eat. We had ordered some scrumptious food for them. They had thoroughly enjoyed the meal, as this was a rare feast for them. After that, we continued playing with them and they showed us all around the orphanage. One boy even taught my brother how to skate. This was indeed an wholesome experience, filled with happiness, and will be forever etched in my memory. Therefore, true happiness is not derived from materialistic objects, but you and the people around you being happy. With this, I conclude my speech. Thank you for your kind attention and Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, my name is Dantu Sriya and I am from Sai Geeta. Today, I'll be answering the question, if we experience happiness within us, why do we seek it outside ourselves? What is true happiness? Have you ever seen a child playing with an empty box, rather than the toy it holds? This has been an age-old mystery for new parents. The beautiful toy is often thrown aside while the child entertains herself with the empty box instead. As I pondered more, this led me to think that perhaps even as we grow older, we have not left this habit behind. We get so caught up with material goods that we often forget what has been promised to us is so much greater. Yet, we can't peel our eyes away from what is in front of us. While these indulgences are extremely likable to all of us, the happiness received from these are not lasting. Nature only follows one law, and that is change. With everything constantly changing, it is fair to say that we won't ever have everything we like, or we won't even like what we used to. But what then is eternal? Well, Swami says that God is eternal. He will come to us in different forms from time to time, but He will always be the same. By focusing on God and making Him our goal, we can be assured that He won't falter or leave us behind. But you may ask, who is God? Is it Rama, Krishna, or Swami? Swami calls us Divyatmulara, meaning God resides in each one of us. And He also says that service to man is service to God. Basically, this is a call to action for all of us, that if we already have understood that true happiness is to focus on eternality, then we should put that understanding into action by serving people. I am sure all of us have gone for Narayan Seva or any other form of Seva where we offered a helping hand to a needy person. But the smile return is multiplied infinitely and is made irreplaceable. The essence of true happiness and bliss is found not by indulging in oneself, but rather by selflessly offering a helping hand to someone in need. Pure love and gratitude is radiated back to us, and nothing can replace the amount of satisfaction and happiness that we feel at that moment. Lastly, I'd like to conclude by saying that despite saying all of this, seeking material things is something we cannot avoid, but it is something we can slowly but surely gain control over. Swami has always talked about sealing on desires. This is when we are content with what we have for ourselves and ask for no more. We would be drawing a line to our needs, and that's when we will be freed from greed and temporary happiness. Only then will we be able to truly unite with God and attain true and pure bliss. Thank you so much. Sai Ram.
Humble pranams at the lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Sai Ram uncles, aunties, gurus, brothers and sisters. I am Diana. Let me ask you a question. When do you feel happy? Well, for me, I feel happy when I hang out with my friends, eat yummy food, or travel. And for my brother, it might be when he gets new toys. Happiness to each of us can mean different things, but there is one thing in common that we experience when we feel happy, and that is we experience it within us. So then, why do we frequently seek for happiness outside ourselves? And what is true happiness? That, brothers and sisters, is what I will be talking about today. Swami says that true happiness is union with God. I'm sure many of us have heard that 1,000,000 times. If so, why is it that we frequently seek for happiness in worldly things rather than God? We tend to look for simple pleasures to keep us happy, such as watching TV, eating good food, or mindlessly scrolling through social media. The question is, why do we do that? And the answer is, it is because happiness attained through simple pleasures is instant and does not require much effort. But when we find ourselves stuck in challenges because life doesn't go our way, how do we seek happiness then? Simple pleasures certainly can't make us happy enough. Well, the happiness that we experience when our external situation goes well is a very temporary happiness. Instead, we should all be yearning for true happiness. True happiness, as it is, can't actually be found anywhere else than within. No matter what your external situation is, you will always be able to achieve true happiness. Remember what Swami said about true happiness? True happiness is union with God. So if we achieve union with God, only then we can experience true happiness. Sounds complex, doesn't it? One way we can work towards union with God is actually by remaining equanimous in all situations. The state of equanimity is when one is in a calm and content state despite their external situation. Practicing equanimity means accepting everything that comes to us as a lesson from God. Sometimes things don't go the way we want it to. So, how do we practice equanimity? Well, I was watching a talk by one of Swami's students. He said that Swami had given everyone a mantra to always remain equanimous. The mantra is, whatever happens is only for my good alone. This means that whatever life throws us with, we should have acceptance and strength to keep calm and content. Therefore, we should accept everything from him as a lesson to grow. So let us, brothers and sisters, practice equanimity by remembering that when a situation hits us, it is only for our good alone. Through this, we can experience true happiness. Thank you, and Jai Sai Ram.
We would love to recognize that everyone is a winner, and each one of the participants will be reached out to and will get a gift of love from Swami. Congratulations to one and all, and thanks to all, including the gurus, SSE children, parents, and the judges. And thank you, Swami, for helping us share our love. On your 95th birthday, dear Swami,
we, your children in SSE, would like to offer
not just a birthday wish, but a pledge
on how we would make our lives
a reflection of you.
We, the students of Sai Spiritual Education in Singapore, pledge to practice sealing on desires with complete harmony of head, heart and hands, and persevere to serve society, following Swami's ideals of love all and serve all, and through seva, realize and experience the meaning of happiness is union with God. Jai Sai Ram.
Humble pranams to Swami and Sai Ram, everyone. I am Gayatri. I'm honored to share some transformational work in this EnviroCare segment. I'll start by quoting Swami. Nature is very close to God, closer than man is. Swami also says that nature is the manifestation of the Lord. As spiritual seekers, we all want to feel His presence and be closer and closer to Him. We yearn for His company. One avenue for all of us then is to simply connect with nature, as it is easy to know God through nature. Take a walk in the park. Feel the silence of the trees, the chirping of the birds, or even the waves of the ocean. Immerse yourself in this, and you will see that you can connect to God much faster. let's explore our first segment, presented by our young adults, Brother Naren and Sister Leena, who share with us how nature is the best teacher through their examples.
Sai Ram, everyone. My name is Naren. I will cover 4 qualities today that rivers are trying to teach us. Swami clearly explains here how our spiritual journey is very similar to that of rivers. Regardless of where rivers originate, their sole goal is to merge with the ocean. I would like for all of us to take a step back and think about our true objective and highest goal in life, which is to be one with Swami. This is a very profound insight from Swami, something that we should all think more deeply about. The first lesson from rivers I wanted to cover today was, rivers are focused on a singular goal of merging with the ocean. They do not veer off the path and are steadfast in achieving that goal. Oftentimes, we get distracted with a number of things that happen in our lives, and this does not let us achieve our goals. Swami says that success or failure depends on one-pointedness. Some reflections for us, given the divine quality of rivers. Do we understand what our real goals in life are? What are we going to do to avoid distractions, and how are we focused with one-pointedness in our goals? Are we exerting one-pointedness on the Lord? Swami says that nature is the manifestation of God. Hence, you can clearly see how love all, serve all, which is the main message from Swami, is put into practice so beautifully. This message is applicable not just to rivers, but to sun, the trees, the mountains, and everything else you see in nature. In the context of the river, she does not discriminate among human beings or animals. Love is showered upon one and all, and service is provided to everyone. This is a very important message nature is teaching us. Question for us is, do we truly embody this message from Swami? Rivers play a huge role in human and animal welfare. Entire civilizations depend on rivers for their daily needs, be it agriculture, irrigation, farming, or transport. Home to diverse and endangered species, rivers carry water and nutrients around the earth. Rivers consider this as their duty, and on all their services is done with no sense of attachment. Nothing is expected in return. The self-reflection for us is here to examine whether we are able to do all our duties with no expectations in return. Also, what are we going to do to develop detachment? Rivers are free-flowing and are happy at all times. There are many obstacles that come in the path of rivers. This could range from simple rocks to boulders to large mountains. There are times where there is not enough water due to lack of rain. Despite all this, rivers maintain equanimity when facing this obstacle and find ways and means to get around these obstacles and continue on their path. In life, we will inevitably face favorable and unfavorable situations, just like rivers do. Key question for us is, how do we respond with equanimity? What are we going to do to be more equanimous like a river? The lessons that rivers teach us is definitely not limited to what I've covered today. I would encourage all of you to observe and discover more lessons that rivers are trying to teach us. I will now pass it on to Sister Leena to talk about another beautiful creation in nature that is trying to silently teach us something.
Not only rivers, every element and aspect of nature has so much to offer and teach man. Let us cover one more such example. Sai Ram, everyone. I'm Leena, and I will be taking you through the 4 qualities that trees have to teach us. Swami says that trees are our greatest teachers. Well, of course, they sacrifice their entire being for us, whether it be the shade that they provide us, the fruits that they bear for us, and even their entire body is used for firewood. Trees also play a significant role in the environment, in sustaining our planet. In fact, we won't be here if not for the oxygen that they provide us and the carbon dioxide that they take from us. As you sit here and contemplate on what and how trees are sustaining our earth, you will be mesmerized with the contributions of these silent creatures. Let me start by taking you for a stroll to Parthi. Remember that golden Ganesha with an umbrella? Imagine you are there. Walk a few steps further, and suddenly you're filled with this sense of coolness. The atmosphere is suddenly so pleasant. That is the most amazing place in Parthi for me. It makes me remember how trees are instilling within us this deep sense of peace. They have this magical ability to give us this sense of peace and inner silence within us. Self reflection for us. What about our own inner silence? Can we, like trees, absorb all the noise and chaos around us and still experience this peace within us? How often do you spend time in silent contemplation for your own spiritual growth? Let's continue our walk in the park. You must be coming across a lot of dead leaves in your path. Trees do this in order to sustain and renew themselves, to continue receiving water and sunlight. The lesson here for us is that we need to let go and not hold on to our desires and attachment. Forget the past and move forward. Swami says, less luggage, more comfort makes travel a pleasure. Self-reflection for us, recognize all the botherations, attachments that are pulling you down and that you want to let go, and then let them go. Trees are under constant danger from weather, bad winds, and threat of deforestation. Despite all this, they do not wilt. They face all the dangers, standing tall and strong with each experience. Self-reflection for us. We have all faced some form of adversity at various points in our life. Are we able to react like trees, standing tall in adversity? Are we able to develop this inner peace that gives us the confidence to walk through all the obstacles in our life? Just like Prasanthi is accepting of one and all, trees are a home to millions of species. Growing up, you must have noticed that there are a lot of creatures, from insects, birds to squirrels, that are perched comfortably in their homes on trees. Even for ourselves as humans, when we sit under a tree for some shade, for meditation, or just for experiencing peace, we find it so comforting in the lap of nature. Self-reflection for us. Are we able to embody these qualities of trees and provide comfort to the people who are around us? Can we speak to them obligingly, inquire from them and about their well-being, and serve the people with compassion? Similar to rivers, there are a lot of other lessons that trees are trying to teach us. I urge you all to go deeper and contemplate on these. Thank you for listening to us and hope you found our sharing informative and valuable. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, Brother Naren and Sis Leena, for that wonderful sharing. What we shared with you today is just a teaser. There is more to learn from this beautiful creation. The sun rises and sets at the same time every day. That represents the importance of punctuality. The birds move from tree to tree looking for food and not wanting to accumulate anything, and that represents not having any attachment. We could go on and on. Global warming continues to rise, and the effects of climate change are slowly being seen throughout the world. But we have the power to protect the planet by making simple changes in our everyday choices of consumption and waste management. Let us start with the easiest of all, recycling. Our own SSIO student Sathya Sai will show us a real simple video how to recycle at home. As you can see, there is a lot of waste which we generate that can be recycled. Taking that extra effort can have 3 benefits. Less waste ends up in the ocean, which means you protect marine animals. Usage of recycled materials, which means lesser production, lesser energy usage, and hence lesser pollution. conservation of natural resources such as water, timber, and minerals. So let's start recycling today by separating the waste at home, rinsing what is necessary, and then dumping it in the blue recycling bin. Do you cook a lot at home? Did you ever wonder about all the organic waste that is created at the end of the cooking process? Fruit skin peels, vegetable skin peels, and etc. All of that ends up going into the dustbin. Nature is beautiful. What comes from nature can go back into nature. Sister Preetha and Sister Gayatri are going to show us how to compost at home. This process is so simple and easy that you can take it up as a fun family activity.
Sai Ram, I am going to share with you all today a simple method of composting kitchen waste at home with very basic materials that are available. For this type of composting, you would need a plastic bucket or a plastic pot with holes in them and also a cover to cover this pot which has holes on them. Now let's see how we can get started with the compost. For this, we need some dry leaves, kitchen waste, and some garden soil. We first line the bottom of the pot with dry leaves and we begin by layering the pot with kitchen waste and then some soil and again some kitchen waste and then soil and completely cover it up with dry leaves. You can keep continuing to do this until your pot is full and keep this pot closed, not in direct sunlight, but in a shaded area in your balcony. What you see here in this pot is the result of composting for the past 1 month or so. And this is the kind of soil that you would get to see. It would be in the consistency of a browny, crumbly sand. And this is so rich in nutrients for your plants that you can top your garden pots with this soil compost time and again. And this is full of nutrition for your plants.
I never thought composting would be this easy. Thank you, sisters, for sharing on composting. Now, let's explore other creative ways of reducing waste. Have you guys heard of upcycling? Let our SSE children show you with a bit of creativity how we can achieve amazing ways to upcycle things in our homes. Convert anything that is waste and which you are about to throw away into something that is of value and you can use it every day. It's time to be inspired by our kids now. such an amazing work from our SSEHV children. I'm sure you would have picked up an idea or two to find ways to upcycle at home. Now, to present our final segment for EnviroCare, we urge everyone to play a part in this simple yet powerful activity that can assist making this world a better and a greener home. Tree planting. It's another activity we should take to protect the planet, as trees absorb carbon dioxide and cool the planet. In fact, trees are the best way to fight climate change. Our devotees across Singapore have endeavored to plant 95 green trees or plants at home over the last few weeks. Home plants detoxify the air and reduce the stress levels significantly. Consider picking this up as a new habit. Let's now watch our beautiful children planting and engaging their plants with prayer so lovingly. You will definitely love this segment.
Sai Ram everyone. This plant's name is Mexican mint or Cuban oregano. In Tamil, we call it Orumavalli or Karpooravalli. This plant is very helpful. We use it in home remedies like cough and common cold. We boil water, put the leaves in it and drink it. We can also make yummy bhajiyas. Now, let's water the plant and chant the Gayatri mantra so that we can help it grow and it can help us back. Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavito Bharenyam Karagode Vatyadhimahi Diyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsavito Bharenyam Karagode Diyo Yona Prachodayat Om Bhuvasvaha Bhagago Devashyadima Diyo Yona Prachodayat Om Shanti 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 Sai Ram.
We have now come to the end of the EnviroCare segment. I hope you found it fun, enjoyable, and you have developed a new perspective on nature and her connection with God and what we need to do to protect the planet. We would like to thank all the participants, including their family members, who have contributed to the content you just have seen. With Swami's grace, our loving SSE team would like to present every child a special gift for their efforts and encourage them to continue their service to nature. These special gifts will be sent to their respective center by December. Thank you, Sai family and Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, my name is Vishwar. Swami has been an integral part of my life, and I'm truly grateful for that. Since young, my parents have enrolled us in Balvikas, SSE, and we've been involved, my sister and I have been involved in Bhajan, in Vedam, and in many Sai activities which have helped us to grow closer to Swami. We never had Swami physically close to us because of the distance. Of course, we can't visit Prasanthi every single time. And I guess that was Swami's way of preparing us to connect to him within. Connecting to Swami within is a beautiful thing because it is something that sustains us, if I could say it in this way. So I vaguely remember when I was 5, I had done something wrong, and my mom told me to just sit at a corner and reflect and ask Swami on what I had done wrong. And being a kid, I decided to obey, and I sat down, and I remember asking myself within, what did I do wrong? And I remember this voice, this very unique voice, which was very calm and explained to me that what I had done wrong and told me what I could learn. So that was, I would say, the first time I sort of experienced a connection with Swami. And that was beautiful. As a kid, I think I was not scared or anything, but I was just happy that, oh, this is a nice way to get messages from Swami. Moving forward, in 2008, my mom had visited Vrindavan and she had the opportunity to get Pada Namaskar and touch Swami. And when she came back, I was, of course, a bit jealous because it was natural, of course. My mom got to go close to God and I did not. And I then had this desire that I should get Pada Namaskar and, I should get close to Swami and maybe even speak a few words to him. It was sort of like my New Year resolution for the next year. So that year, in 2009, we got to know that the Singapore group was planning to put up a drama in Parthi. And I very much wanted to be part of the drama, but I was underage. I was so upset, I decided to pray to Swami. And as always, Swami answers our prayers. They lowered the age limit, and I was eligible for the drama. I got a small role as a blind man, and I was just very happy because I knew that this was my ticket to somehow get to Swami. I didn't know how, but I just knew I was going to do it. And I guess Swami really heard my prayers, and we got to Parthi, and on 8th December, Swami gave us approval to perform. So we really prepared, and on 10th December, we found ourselves in Sai Kulwant Hall waiting for Swami's arrival. As we were waiting, our drama coordinator, Auntie Padmashri, had come to me and she told me that, Vishwar, this is a thank you card. You have to give this to Swami after the drama and speak to him as much as you want. And I was surprised. I was really happy because I knew that Swami was answering my prayer and my desire got fulfilled. So in this way, again, Swami showed that he was by my side. He is by my side, and he really takes care, and he really listens and fulfills every small desire. After Swami's birthday in 2013, this is where I would say my inner connection with Swami sort of deepened, because Swami came in my dream again. He told me that he wanted me to work on a small project and told me to work on a book. And being a 13-year-old then, I thought that was crazy. Why would Swami come and tell me, of all people, to do a book? I'm certainly not capable of such a thing. And he instructed me, and he really gave me, say, 4 days to finish that up. And I woke up. And I was just in shock. I was like, Swami, what are you even thinking about? This is not possible. I'm not going to do this. And the next day, I find myself in another dream. I find myself seated in Sai Kulwant Hall, and Swami comes. And I'm telling Swami in the dream, Swami, I can't do this. You do this yourself. I'm not going to do it. And Swami was like, don't talk so much. I will give you an extension. You finish up by this particular date. And he gave me some advice on the book as well. And it was crazy because he ensured that everything fell in place. People just came to help me. Two aunties really were very instrumental, and they came and helped me, though it was really a very short period of time in which I had to complete this. They came and they helped and they sat down and really looked through everything. It was as if Swami had sent everyone at the right time to get this done. Till now, I don't know why Swami wanted me to do that. But of course, it was a learning journey for me because through this, I actually learned a lot about Swami's teachings. So the book gets done. I get this brother who's from Singapore as well. He helped me out with the design work and everything. All that falls in place, and I bring it to Parthi. And in Parthi, when we go to the book trust, they tell us that, oh, this is great, but we take at least 2 months to review a book, and we will let you know on its status. So I was like, Swami, why did you make me rush? 2 months is there, Swami. I could have really taken my time, could have come another time and given, why did I have to rush? But I was like, okay, Swami's timing, he knows what's best. And then we get back, and 2 days later, I was in Sai Kulwant Hall again, and after the Bhajan, after Arathi got over, someone taps my back, and it was one of the uncles from the book trust, and he was like, Convener sir saw your book, and this is the first time he saw your book, and he's very happy, he has already approved the book. Please come to the book trust and get our official letter. So I was like, wow, because this apparently has never happened before. So it was again Swami showing me that, if he wants his work done, he will get it done in some way or the other, and that he is really by my side. And I was really happy, and the book got released Guru Purnima the next year. And after that, 2 more books came, and one of which was on the inner connection. After this book, which I worked on, the first book, my connection to Swami grew deeper through bhajans, meditation, whatever not. It really grew deeper, and I was guided. I would say I was guided to work on another book, and on the inner connection. This book was to help everyone to start looking inward and seeking Swami within, how one should connect to Swami and the different ways to connect to Swami. Every one of us have so many different ways of connecting to Swami. Some people connect to Swami through their daily chores, like keeping Swami by your side every day. So for instance, if I'm driving, Swami, you're driving with me. Swami, if I'm walking to school, Swami, you're walking along with me. If I'm taking a shower, Swami, you're taking a shower with me. These sort of things. Some people connect to Swami through meditation, and some people through different forms like bhajan and whatnot. Through all this, the main thing I would say is we should all not see Swami as an external figure, someone outside, because he's very much in our lives. He's closer to us than we can imagine. He knows every passing thought. He knows the past, present, and future. And he's ever ready to help us, and he's ever ready to be with us and guide us. He's already with us. He's just ever ready to guide us. And I think what we should all do is perhaps start building on this relationship with Swami in small ways. It does not need to be that, I sit down for hours in meditation, or I sit down through 3-4 hours of bhajan or whatever not. Simple things of keeping Swami in your mind as you go through the day, or offering every act to Swami, or seeing everyone as Swami. I think that is what ultimately we should be going towards, because it is of course difficult, I agree, because sometimes we have difficult people around us. We have people who don't cooperate. We have people who just want to create trouble, or we have people who just don't understand. But if we turn that around and see it as Swami coming to teach us a lesson, Swami coming to drive home some points, to make us look at a new perspective. I have realized that there is this being always watching me, watching every step I take, every move I make. Of course, it's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, it can be scary because everything is being watched. Everything is being watched by someone. So, I have to be really cautious and careful with whatever I do, but it is my Swami after all. My Swami who really cares for me and takes care of me and loves me for who I am, for what all I've done, for what all I'm going to do. And I'm just so grateful that I am able to feel his love and feel his presence in my life, because that has really been helping me move forward through whatever that life has brought in my way. And I look forward to continue walking on this beautiful journey with Swami. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Sathya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshak Bhakta Jana Samrakshak Parti Maheshwara Om Jai Jagadish Hare Sashivadana Shrikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Guru Deva Mumani Dayu Nive सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।